Can everyone hear me? No? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can hear
you. Yeah,
Yay.
Hear you. Hey.
Well, we'll start again. Hi, Jermaine. Thank you so much for coming to speak to us today. We feel honoured.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
I think we should introduce ourselves, who we are, Sophie, before we begin. My name's Serena, and I'm one of the co-founders of Conscious Youth.
And I'm Sophie, and I'm one of the co-founders of Conscious Youth as well.
And we thought... Sorry? Do you want me to go, Sophie? Well,
yeah, you go.
We thought it'd be excellent and a great idea, as it's Black History Month, to kind of highlight some of the Black role models in our community, you know, the Black excellence, because there's many of them, and Jermaine's just one of them. And we're so thankful that he's come today, and he's going to have a down, open, honest conversation with us. Is that correct, Jermaine?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so first of all, please introduce who you are, what you do, and where you grew up.
Well, my name's Jermaine Mcgillvary. I'm a professional rugby league player. I play for the Huddersfield Giants. I've also played for England as well for the last 5 years. And I'm from Huddersfield, an area called Bradley.
Okay. What was it like growing up in Bradley?
Yeah, good. It was the best. It was a bit rough at times, but it was really good. And, you know, it's turned me into the person I am today, really. There were a lot of older boys around when I was growing up. I was a bit cheeky, so now and again I got beat up by them. But you know, they were great role models for me, even though some of them weren't doing the greatest of things. You know, anytime I wanted to do any bad things, they'd always say it's not how it should be, and you know, to stick to my football and my rugby, what I was playing when I was a kid.
Okay, I want you to share one of your best memories of childhood.
No, there's loads. We used to always hang around near the shops, and we used to play football a lot outside the shops. We used to build dens.
I just seem to mean, is that shop front? Was you
shop front? Yeah. And we used to go down near the ranges where they used to play football. We used to build dens. Used to play outings. Yeah, it was mad. When I was growing up, there were so many kids around my age. There must have been over 20 kids around my age. So there was always something to do, especially like when we finished school. We was always out on the street playing football. You know, just playing everything. It was really good. But like I said, I was a bit cheeky when I was young. So I used to get cheeky to the older boys. Who used to beat me up. To go crying to my mum. My mum used to have to come out and, you know, tell them off and stuff. But, you know, that's how it was back then. You know, if you're cheeky, you I got tripped up or got a little slap in the head, and then I'd go running home to my mum.
Yeah, I understand that. So, you know, obviously growing up in Bradley, how did you find the area? Did you find it multicultural growing up? Because obviously how we look at society now, people always say we've got a big racist issue. So I want to know what you felt about growing up, and then we're going to compare it to how it is now.
Yeah, it's crazy because, like, I didn't know about racism or any of that because we was all, like, black, Asian, white, Chinese. Like, at Bradley Infants and Junior School, it was just really multicultural. Like, I didn't know any different. The only time I knew there was a difference was when I went to high school, and that's when I encountered my first... kind of racism, and I was shocked how like flipping out, like we all grew up together, we all grew up the same. But yeah, when I was growing up in Bradley, it was there were none of that. We didn't know any different. We just played with each other.
So did you stay in high school in the area, or did you?
Yeah, I went to All Saints. So it was a guy in my form. We were walking to the buses, and I was a joker in school. I think I must have said something to him, and he's called me a black C word. And then he ran off, but I've chased him and I've managed to catch him, and I've given him a couple of punches in the face. Then the teacher brought us both in together the next day, and she spoke to us, and you know, she gave him a telling off, she gave me a telling off. Then after that, we were good friends after that, and I got talking to him like as we got older and stuff, and I reminded him what happened, and he said he apologized again, and he said like where he went to school there were no black people really, and you know, he said he thought that was okay. Well, clearly it wasn't. But like for anyone, you're not born racist. You're just friendly, and you're something you're taught, really, innit?
Yeah, I agree totally.
Tell us, I want to know, like in your early years, so when you was a teenager, was you always involved in rugby? Was that always an interest, or was you involved in other sports?
No, so when I was about 8, I was involved in rugby. That's all I played. I played rugby until I was about 11, 12 years old, and then all the rest of the boys, as we went to the high school, they started getting bigger, started growing beards, getting muscles and everything. And I just stayed short, and I wasn't enjoying it because I was really good when I was young. But as everyone grew up, I was like one of the weaker ones. So I quit, started playing football, playing with my friends at school. I was pretty decent at football, so I just played football until I was 16, and then because I started working full time as soon as I left school, I couldn't play football anymore. I didn't have the time because I used to work on weekends and stuff for overtime, and I just used to go out, just work hard during the week, then go out on a weekend with my friends and stuff. And it was just by luck, really. I got back into rugby again. Leroy Kudjoe, player down at the Giants, he saw me on a night out. I think he should have been training the next morning, but he went out and he seen me, and because I was kind of looking big and stuff through work, he said, "Oh, you should come down and try the academy again, try playing." This is when I was about 18 years old. I thought, you know what, I'm in a dead end job. It's not a career, the job I was in, and at that stage when I was 18, I was working nights as well. It wants something I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I thought if I could make it in rugby, possibly I can make a career out of it, and earn some extra money.
Okay, so obviously with football, if you entered that at 18, you'd be classed as too old, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why is it different in rugby? So how did you get this opportunity at obviously classed as old age?
Yes, so I'd say in rugby as well, to miss potentially around 6 years of playing rugby at all and not even watching it and coming down are probably too late. But I think at the time I joined, well, I know there were just the right people at the right time for me. Everything fell into place for me. Cause I was shocking when I first went training. I was honestly garbage. I was getting the team extras in fitness because I was always at the back, couldn't catch. I was awful. But yeah, I was that bad.
Wow.
But I decided to quit my job. So I work in nights. I was losing weight as well when I was training and stuff, because we'd train on the morning, on a weekend, and I'd straight away I'd finish work Saturday early hours a Saturday morning, then I'd be straight into training on the morning. So I just made the decision to quit my job. I wasn't getting paid from rugby, so I had to go on the dole. So I was just training hard in the off because the season just finished when I quit my job. So I was working hard in the off season. I got really fit. A new coach came in, an Australian called Nathan Brown, and he was really good with all the younger players. He taught us all the basics and stuff, which is what I needed. I needed the basics because I didn't understand the game. So he was really good for me. Quitting my job was really good, so I could focus on it. And by the time, I think it was about 6 months into that, the next season, they found out I wasn't working. I was just coming down, just playing the academy. And they watched me in an academy game, and they found out I wasn't working. They brought me up to the first team, so I was training full time. Then I started impressing. Then they gave me a deal, and then I just took it from there, really. And
Wow.
but it was all because of the right people there. Even the academy coaching staff, they were really good with me. They didn't get frustrated with me that I wasn't doing too good. Everyone saw a little bit of potential in me, and they stuck by me. And I give it my best, and I've ended up where I am today.
Wow.
So, question, because this is what's popping through my head now. What your mindset at that point? So to give up your job, to totally say, you know what, I'm going to take benefits, I'm going to go for it. How did you build your resilience and have that mindset to actually just go for it? Because that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, what gave me a bit of a drive as well was seeing, because I'd see the first teamers, I'd see them like in nice cars and stuff like that, and there were some internationals there. I started watching rugby then, and I seen what they'd done in the game. I just wanted that. I wanted a career. I wanted to be able to buy houses. I wasn't too interested in the cars, but I just knew because they had nice cars, they must have had some money, and I just thought the better I am, the more money I'll get paid, and one day I could have that sort of money, and then I could save up, I could buy a house and stuff like that. That's always been my goal. I wanted to own things, not things like cars and stuff like that. But obviously, I know sometimes, it's not always the case. But when people have nice things, they earn a lot of money, and I just thought the better I get, the more money I'll earn. So that was my drive. I know the short term I was broke, but I knew long term eventually I'd get that.
Wow.
Okay, so I've got another question leading to that. I'm sorry.
Go for it. It's my go for the questions.
I know it just leads on to this though, so I'm sorry. Obviously, the area you grew up in, so we're local girls as well. That's our area. So for us, you're going to have seen people with flash cars and money that they've got illegally. What made you decide not to go down that road?
Yeah, like I said, I touched on it before. Even though the older boys, some of them was in that sort of thing. Like they were always preached to us that it's not for us. It's not for us, because they saw us as little kids, because they were a lot older than us, and we'd see that we're like, can we have some money to go to the shop? They'd give us money and stuff like that. But they'd always say, you don't want to be doing what we do, because there was some of us, some of the boys who I used to hang around with were brilliant footballers. They were like at Leeds and Town and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they'd be like finish school and say, I'm not going training today. And if these boys heard, they'd be like, nah, go training. You don't want to be like us. So that's been planted in my head from when I was young, and still to this day, some of them are still my friends. When I go to Bradley, when I go to my nanas and I see them and stuff, we talk about the old days, and some of them reckon that it's because of them that I am where I am now. But everybody who's been in my life has played a little part, even though it might be directly or indirectly, and stuff I've seen and stuff people have said to me growing up.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was going to ask. I was going to ask who, because we've all got significant people on our journeys that impact on us. They may just say one thing and it just sparks something in us, or they're there all along. I wanted to know, who have them people been in your life?
Well, there've been too many, obviously, like my mum, my grandma, my granddad, my uncle. Within rugby, like I said, my original academy coaches, like they're nothing to do with rugby league now, but I'm still in touch with them. They had a lot of patience for me. My first ever coach who came in, he spent loads of time with me, building me up. I remember there's one story, like there was a game, so I became a good established championship player, because Huddersfield sent me on loan to the league below to learn the game. I became one of the best players in the league below when I was about 19, 20, and there was a game. So we made in 2009. We made the Challenge Cup final. Huddersfield did, and the week before the Challenge Cup final, they were playing all the best kids in a game to rest all their senior players so they could play in this final. So they've called a couple of people back off loan. They played all the academy kids who were doing good in the under 18s and 21s, and I didn't get called back. And in my head, I was absolutely fuming. So much after they played the game, they lost the final and stuff. They lost that game, but the kids played really well. They lost the final. The end of the season came. I sat down with the coach who had a lot of time for me, who built me up. I said, I sat down with him after a training session on the field. I said, I want to leave. He said, why do you want to leave? I said, because you clearly don't believe me. You didn't pick me for this game. He said, yeah. He said, I didn't want to pick you for the game. He said, I'm going to pick you when it matters. He said, I've got big hopes on you. You're going to be a future England player. I just thought he was just saying that just to gas me up, just to keep me there. I like, nah, I want to leave. He said, I can't. I put too much into you to let you leave. He said, you're going to be a regular in this team under me. So I said, all right. I just kept it like that. But he stayed true to his word. The following season, I made my debut. I think I played about 7 games. Then the season after that, I became a regular under him. So if it had let me go, then who knows what would have happened. But he saw the potential in me, and he kept holding me, and I'm here today. So, but yeah, there's been so many people that have been an influence on my career. Like I said, it's not always been directly, but indirectly as well.
That's fantastic.
It is. It's amazing. And what I want to know is, what has been your biggest achievement so far? Like, what do you see as your biggest achievements?
Rugby wise, there's been a couple. Like I said, I wanted to play rugby to earn money and to have a better future. And I didn't think I was going to play at Super League level, but Huddersfield was at Super League, the top division. So I just thought, if I'm in that academy, hopefully someone might see me. I could play the league below, earn money. But making my Super League debut was a dream come true for me. It just felt like a sense of achievement, like I'd made it, even though it's only one game, you've not made it. But from where I came from at that time, just to play that game was massive for me. My second one was, I think it was 3 years later, we won the league with Huddersfield. I think it was the first time in many years. I can't remember how many years it was, but it was, I think it was over 10 years that they'd actually won something. So that was pretty special. And then my third one is probably, it is making my England debut in 2015. It was a madness leading up to that because I actually got picked for the. I had a good season. I finished the league's top try scorer in 2015, and I got picked for the England squad. So when they picked the England squad, they released it on their social media. So it was on Facebook and Twitter. Then they put your face there, and people saying why is he in the squad and stuff like that. Well, that spurred me on because I love that type of stuff. I love people putting me down and stuff. So that spurred me on. But I didn't play the friendly game before there was a test series against New Zealand. So we played 3 games against New Zealand, but there was a warm-up game before where you normally play your new players, give them the first cap. I didn't play in that game. Didn't play in the first test match. So we won that. We won that. Then we lost the second test match. And then the third one was the decider. And I thought, well, we've played 2 now. I'm not going to play, especially when there's a lot of riding it. So I went to see the head coach. I just sat down with him because in training you kind of know who's playing because there's a starting team and there's a fringe team, and we'll play against each other just to warm each other up and to give the first team the best preparation they can. And I was in the reserve team. The start of that week, so I went and knocked on the coach's door after training, after all the dinner and stuff. And I just said, I believe I could help the team. I said, I believe I could do something. I could add some extra to the team. I said, I know that you're probably not looking at me as a player, but I think I've had a good season, and I think I could, improve it. And he was saying, "Oh, but I want to stick with my team who won in the first game. I know we lost the second game." I said that's fair enough, but I just thought I'd let you know that, I'm here if you need me, and I think I could do something for you. So I left it at that, and then it must have hit him because we had a day off the next day. Then it was 2 days before the game, he came and spoke to me. He said, because even though I said that was the conversation, it was a bit more heated than that from me. I just played it down a little bit. He brought me to one side. He said, no one's ever come and spoke to him ever like that in his whole coaching career. And he said he respects me so much for it, and he's going to give me my shot. So it was a massive thing for me, a massive feeling 2 days before the game, finding out. And then obviously there's a legend in the game. He's just retired. Well, he retired a couple of years ago, called Jamie Peacock. So he used to play for Leeds, played for Great Britain and England. He came in camp that day. He kind of saw the starting team. Then he asked me. He just came up to me and said, "Oh, are you starting?" And I said, "Yeah." So he said, "Oh, that's good." And then later on, he messaged me, inboxed me on Twitter. That was first time I've ever spoken to him. I played against him a few times. He said how outstanding the achievement was, and how I'm one of the hardest players he's played against when I run the ball in and stuff like that. And it just lifted me so much. And I went out there. We won the final test match. I got my England cap, as you can see behind me. But yeah, it was just a proud moment for me, and it gave me a lot of confidence moving forward for future England games.
Wow, that is perseverance,
Yeah.
and you believed in yourself. That's important.
Yeah, I definitely believed in myself, but I just needed that. I just needed that chance. I felt, and I thought to myself, it's now or never. So I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna go talk to him I said, if it gets me somewhere, it gets me. If it don't, at least I know if I didn't play and I never played again, I made the squad and I tried my best in training and I did have a word. I did try. So at least it worked. It worked this time, and that's just for future reference. When like now, I don't think so much right, or if I believe I could improve something or something, I'll always talk up.
Yeah, I love that. So many people are scared to actually do that because they feel like they're going to lose out.
Yeah.
And to hear that you just thought, you know what, I'm going to stand up for myself. I love it. The things that you say inspire me, and obviously it's got to inspire the young people, that we work with and who will listen to this today.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Do you know, Jermaine, you've mentioned a lot of achievements in rugby.
Yeah.
What about in your personal life?
I don't know really. I think they come a bit hand in hand, but yeah, I've got three boys, which I'm very proud of. A girlfriend, I'm proud of. I've got I've got property and stuff like that. I've invested my money and my time into property. So it's something. Looking back now, when I was 18 years old, so I'm 32 now. If you'd have told me when I was 18, 10 years later, you're going to be a professional rugby player, you're gonna own 2 houses at 28, you're gonna have 2 kids at 28, I'd have said not a chance. I said no way, because I was just working a dead end job, working nights, and I didn't even. The last time I watched a rugby game was probably about 5-6 years beforehand. So it just shows that something might not be going. Something now you might be doing something completely different, but in 10 years it could be something massive. So yeah, it's in personal life it's real good. But what I am really good with is kind of separating it, because rugby people, obviously there's a lot of fans who watch rugby. Rugby is a great game, but at the end of the day it is a job. And a lot of people who do get too wrapped up in it, with especially because it's not all good stuff. There's some negative stuff. There's performances and stuff like that. If you get wrapped too much into it and you bring it home, it could mess with your mental state. So that's what I am. I wasn't always good with it, especially when I was young. But a lot of people, and through experience, have taught me that you have to separate them both.
How do you look after your mental health?
Like I just said a bit, I separate my rugby life from my personal life. And I don't get too wrapped up into praise and stuff. I remember there was, when I was coming through, one of my earlier games when I was making my debut and stuff, as an older player, because like people was like saying how good I was doing and stuff like that, and I was just lapping it all up, and he must have seen that. And he was just saying, he said, obviously enjoy it, but don't get too wrapped in it, because the same people who are singing your praises, they're going to be praying for your downfall before you finish. Said it never ends well. I'm like, shut up, I'm good. I'm doing good. But as I've gotten older, I've seen with players who play here and players elsewhere who come to end of retirement and stuff like that, especially, they never, no matter how much success they've had at a club and stuff like that, they never end well. You're kind of kicked out, whether that be by the club or the fans. Before then, once you're stopped, they'll praise you again. But while you're playing, it never ends well. And I'm just waiting for that now. But with me, the only time it's really affected me is another story with 2017. So that was the World Cup in Australia. So it's like a 3-month trip to Australia to compete for the World Cup with all the top nations, Australia, New Zealand. It's the pinnacle of rugby league, really. So like I said, when England announced the squad, they put it on social media, they put your picture and stuff. So like all my family and friends were tagging me in the picture. But obviously when on the picture, if you click on the picture, you see the comments from fans who follow England. And they're like, why is this guy in the team, in the squad? He's garbage, he's trash, he's this and that. And I was like, because I was really proud just to make a World Cup. That's mad. Like, not many people get to play in one World Cup, so it was massive for me. So that took me back a bit, especially that I'd been playing. I made my debut in 2015. I did well against New Zealand. I played in 2016, played all the England games as well. So the previous year, so it really took me back. And people was actually like inboxing me this time and saying, "Oh, you don't deserve to be in the team and stuff." And I was like, sorry, I didn't pick the team. I didn't need to be in it, but but it did really take me back. And because before you go out to the World Cup, you're in a training camp, and like, cause it was getting that bad. I was like thinking to myself, shall I just say I'm injured or something and not go? Do people really think I'm that shit? Like I was like kind of giving me like a little bit of anxiety. But I thought, you know what? I said, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Then I was in Australia. Obviously, like in Australia, it's like an evening time when it's England's daytime and stuff. So I was like, I was in my room reading comments and stuff like that, and it really messed with me. I don't know if I could do this, but like the opening game was against the world champions as well. Australia, we're still not beating them in about 30, not 30 years. Well, it might be around 20 years or something like that, or 12, 15 years or something. We hadn't beaten them, and that was the first opening game. And I was scared, but I was like, you know what? People think I'm shit anyway. So if I go out there and I struggle, they were right. So I might as well just go and do my best. So turns out I got the man of match for England in that game. I scored the first try as well. I had a good performance, and the people who was inboxing me and stuff, they were like saying, "Oh, well played," this and that. The comments on my picture, "Oh, I did well." So I was just I started liking all the hated comments, and the people who were inboxing me personally, I just blocked and deleted them. And then it turns out the tournament, obviously, we got to the final. We lost by 6 points in the final. I got in the team of the tournament. I was England's Player of the Year. I did really well in the whole entire tournament, but it just goes to show there'll be a lot of people who praise you. There's a lot of people who try to bring you down for whatever reason. They might not like the look of me. They might not like how the way I play a game. If I made a mistake, it's all my fault. They don't like it. But at the end of the day, you just have to go out there, ignore them. It's like now that's what the reason why I'm not as interactive with people as I used to be when I was younger, especially fans wise, whether that be my own fans or other fans. Because it'd be the same people who are praising me when I do well. If I have a down week for whatever reason, people don't know what's going on in your personal life, what injuries you carry. Like, I have to take painkillers and stuff for every single game probably for the last 3 years. But people don't want to hear that. If you mess up or you do something, you're rubbish, you're garbage, you're trash, you're this and that. So that's why I'm really good at separating rugby league from my normal life. But at that moment in 2017, I wasn't, and I think it's because I was so happy and so proud of like making the squad, for someone to deflate me by hundreds and hundreds of bad comments. But after they was all singing my praises, I don't want to hear that. So that's why I am the way I am now, and I'm not as interactive as I used to be, or as I should be, and it's just through experience, really.
Okay, so my question on that: how many people that look like you play rugby? Did you ever have anyone that you could speak to? Because I watch rugby, I love it, but I don't always see a lot of black players. So
probably about 90% of the black players you'll see in Super League play for Huddersfield. And there's about there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Call it 6, about 5 or 6 of us in our team, and there's a couple of other teams, but there's not many in Super League. I'm not too sure about the leagues below. I don't watch that.
No, I don't.
To be fair, so but rugby wise, like. Because obviously I had Leroy, even though Leroy's the same age as me, he's the one who got me into the academy, and he wanted an academy player. He was the same age as me, but he was in the first team. So I kind of looked up to him, seeing what he was doing. Like, he made England in 2010, so he played for England as well while I was started playing Super League. So he was a person who I looked up to, and then I started obviously educating myself about rugby, and obviously I knew Gilly, Henderson Gill. I knew Gilly, but I didn't see Gilly as like a mega superstar. Gilly was just Gilly, because I went to school with his son and stuff, and Gilly was just a normal person in Huddersfield. But as I got into the game, like players who come from Wigan to play for Huddersfield, they looked at Gilly like some sort of god. I like, because Gilly came, like, I was speaking to Gilly one time, and I think it was in town, and we bumped into Gilly. I was just talking to him. This guy he was the vice captain of our team. He didn't say a word. Then after when Gilly went, he went, "Do you know who that is?" I went, "Yeah." I said, "That's just Gilly." He said he's a mega star. I said in Wigan, he's a superstar. I'm like, he's just a normal guy. But as black players looking up to, I didn't really have many. Probably Leroy, but obviously I know a lot now because I didn't really watch rugby before I started.
Wow.
Okay.
I want to know about your heritage and where you're from.
Yeah, well, my mum's my mum was born here, but her mum and dad are from Grenada, Carriacou, which is in Grenada.
Carriacou in the house.
Yeah, and my dad's on my dad's side, I don't know too much about where specifically, but they're both his parents are from Jamaica.
Okay. Yay, Jamaica in the house.
So yeah, so half and half.
So
okay.
Have you been to Carriacou or Jamaica?
Yeah, so I went to. I've never been to Jamaica, but my grandma took me to Grenada. I was between the ages of 8 and 10. She took me for 6 weeks, and it wasn't a holiday. The first 2 weeks was a holiday, and she put me in. They put me into school there because I was bored, so I went to school for a little bit. So that was tough because there was a guy who tried to bully me on my first day, but my cousin beat him up at playtime. But but that was good because I got to meet my great granddad as well while I was out there. And I think about 2 years after when we came back, he died. So it was good that he got to see me, and I got to see him as well.
Wow.
Okay, that's nice. So, question: would you have never wanted to play for the Jamaica team?
Yeah, but I just feel because they're in the World Cup as well. They're doing good. I'd feel a bit bad because I never got help Jamaica in one bit to get there. So for me to come in now or in the future it wouldn't be too good really. I don't like taking. I reckon the people who got them there, who helped to get them there, should play a part in it. No matter where they finish, if they win or not, they should take that. That's their victory. That's their trophy. They should be representing Jamaica. But maybe in the future, who knows? I've heard there could be a West Indies team in the next 2 years. Just a representative team. So I'd definitely be trying to put my hand up for that as well.
Okay, it's nice to know.
So we have some questions sent in.
Okay.
Yes.
Young people, and so one of the questions were, what is your weekly routine like?
My weekly routine, as in rugby, or my day,
your life.
My life, it's quite mad. So, like I'll train like 45 times a week, rugby wise, depending when the game falls. On Monday, I might have to take the boys to gymnastics, depending what's going on in the day. Tuesday, my eldest plays football in Manchester City, so I'll take him there. On Wednesday is kind of my day off, but I might be training in rugby. But like with the kids wise, it's a chill day. Thursday, my eldest is at Man City. Friday, it might be game time. If not, I'll do something with the kids in the gym at home. We'll do something, whether that be catch, a bit of rugby or something like that. Saturday normally, but it's not been happening because of COVID. My eldest is training at Man City. On Sunday, my eldest trains at Man City. My middle one trains at United.
Wow!
So with it, so it's just full on. But there's still the little one. He's just 3 now. So when he starts to pick up some sports, it's going to be busier. But I'm doing something most days with him. It doesn't matter whether I'm training in the day and then. I pick them up from school and then we'll head off to Manchester or whatnot, or we come home and we do something in the garden or in the gym in the garage. We'll do something every day. I like to keep busy. and I keep them busy, and and keep them fit as well.
Your life sounds busier than mine. I thought mine was busy.
Yeah,
So,
I enjoy it though. I enjoy watching them do their activities. It just takes away from what's happening with rugby and stuff as well. So I get to watch them do their thing, and it takes my mind off rugby.
you know what? It's nice to hear that you're a very hands-on dad, because I guess sometimes you read in the media that black men aren't necessarily good fathers. But to hear that you do a massive part, I think it's fantastic. It really, really is.
I don't do much inside. I don't do all the mad cooking and cleaning and stuff like that. But like the practical stuff and stuff like that, I like to be hands-on and be involved in.
That's still very, very important.
Yeah, massively.
Has life changed since COVID? What's happened since COVID for you? Has life changed any different?
You know what? It's probably, for me and the kids, it's probably been good. So from week one of COVID, we were training like 3 times a day. So we'd go down to Leeds Road. We'd do either conditioning or sprinting on the track. We'd come home. They'd have something to eat. I'd do gym in the garage. Then I'd bring them out. They'd do gym in the garage as well, and then they'd have another rest to do a bit of schoolwork. Then they'd come out again. Then we'd either do football, rugby, or badminton, and then that was the day. So we'd start our day, because we'd go down to Leeds Road for 8:30, 9 o'clock, and we'd finish for about 4 o'clock. That'd be a full day, and we'd do that Monday, Tuesday, have a break Wednesday. We'd do Thursday, Friday, and then we'd do a weekend. We'd go on a bike. We'd go on a bike ride, or we'd do some sort of activity on a weekend on one of the days, either Saturday or Sunday. But it was really good. As my middle boy, he wasn't the most athletic, is big and stuff like that. But because I've had so much time to spend on him with in lockdown and stuff, he's come on leaps and bounds. His confidence has rose massively. So you know what, for me, it's been a success for the kids as well. Again, spend so much time and training how I train. So I want like doing training sessions like for kids and stuff. I was doing my training sessions, what I do at rugby, and they were doing it with me. So we'd do like big runs, like we do like 10-minute runs and stuff like that. They'd be doing it with me, and it just shows like it gave them loads of confidence, because they can do it. They could do the training I was doing, and I wasn't like saying, "Oh, you do this, you do that." Whatever they were doing, I were doing as well, and what I were doing, they were doing. So we was in it together, sort of thing.
Oh, sounds like an amazing boot camp. I should have said.
Yeah, it was. To be fair, it was.
We've got because obviously you're live on Facebook, we have got a few questions that have been popping up as well. So we've still got a few more from before, but I think a few of these it'd be nice to see. So we've got one here from Ruthie Biz, and she wants to know, what do you like to cook?
I don't cook nothing in my house. I don't cook now, but you know what? I used to love baking. I used to make like treacle cakes and stuff. My mum taught me when I was younger. I used to love baking. But when I was really young, I used to cook myself. Like my eldest is nearly 10 now, and he can't do a thing. Like I was cooking fried eggs when I was like 7, 8 and stuff like that. My grandma just let me run right in the kitchen. But I've not had to cook for many years. So
you're lucky.
Long way that continue.
Whilst we're on that, can I ask, because this is one of the questions, what's your favourite food to eat?
My favourite food?
Yeah.
Of all time.
Oh no, I love seafood, me. So anything to do with seafood, lobster, prawns, salmon, squid, oysters, anything, just all seafood in a pasta dish or something.
Okay. You just so you know, you need to try sugarcane grill.
Yeah.
Sugarcane grill.
Their seafood boil. If you like seafood.
Yeah, I'll research that.
Information later.
Yeah. So we've got another question here that is from Davis Dyer. Were you tempted to go and play in Australia?
Yeah, I did.
Or sign for Wigan?
So both. Well, with the Wigan one, that was. I think I could talk about it now. That was cemented. That was done. That was a done deal. The money, everything, and then at the end of the meeting, it said, "Oh, you'll have to move over to Wigan." I like move over to Wigan. I can't leave Huddersfield. I need to be close to my mum and grandma. I need to stay in Huddersfield. So I went. Oh, all right. I'll think about it. So I came back. I was still going to do it. And then I was thinking like the players who I was playing with at the time, like Earl Crabtree and stuff like that. I'd played a long time at Huddersfield, and I liked how the fans loved him and stuff like that. And he was a hometown guy. So I just thought, you know what, I'm not going to do it. I just want to stay. I want to stay close to home. I want to stay a one club guy as well. So I didn't do that. Maybe I might regret it when I finish playing, when I look back on it, because I think that year, I think they might have won it. They either got to the grand final or won it. And the Australia thing, I could have done that as well. My coach was an Australian, my England coach, and he gave me an offer. It wasn't as cemented as the Wigan one. He was just talking to me about it. He was asking me if I'd wanted to do it and stuff like that. But like again, I think this was 2017, 2018. I just want to stay at Huddersfield. I was enjoying my time, and I love it. It's around the corner. People know I am. I've built a decent relationship with the fans over the years as well, and they've always looked after me. The owner's always given me good long deals as security to allow me to do things outside of rugby, like buy property, start a family and stuff like that. So I felt that I owed the club. I'm kind of indebted to him in a way, looking back. But yeah, I've had opportunities. I've had more opportunities, but I've always stayed. Whether I regret it or not, I'm not quite sure. As I get older, I'm kind of leaning towards a bit regretting, and when people get into you a lot and stuff like that, especially because we've not been great since 2016. We get a lot of stick and stuff like that. So that's not been easy. And when you're going through stuff like that, you kind of think, what, if I'd have left back then, it'd have been a lot different. But I am where I am now. I'm more than happy where I'm at in life and stuff like that. But obviously the rugby at this moment in time could be a lot better than it is. But hopefully it improves soon.
Okay, we've got another question from you here. This is from Shanika Simpson. What advice would you give to young and up and coming rugby players?
Just for me, just to stick with it. Like I quit when I was young because I wasn't as good as I was anymore. People overtook me. They had their growth spurt and I didn't. And I quit. I gave up. And what kind of rugby player would I be today? Even though I've done well, would I be better if I stuck with it? And because I eventually grew within myself, but yeah, just stick with it. Keep on the right track. It's easily said than done. There's a lot of distractions. I've had to do a lot of sacrifices. When I was working, I was going out all the time, drinking and stuff like that. I couldn't do it as soon as I turned pro. I couldn't do that. The friends well, I was living in Bradley. My mum shipped me off to Almondbury. Didn't drive. Couldn't come back to Bradley. There was a lot of sacrifices. I missed my friends. I was nearly crying after the first week. I left Bradley. I wanted to come home, but I wasn't allowed to come back home. And looking back now, it was the best thing I ever did. Not because I didn't like my friends or anything like that. Because I know if I was bored at night or something, I'd have probably gone out and just been chilling on the street when I maybe had training in the morning. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of sacrifice. There's going to be a lot of distractions. But just stick with it. If that's your goal, if that's what you really want to do, just stick with it and just see where it takes you. You don't want to be that person when you're 16, 17 saying, "Oh, I was." You get them now. Some of my mates who I used to play with now come to me, "Yeah, I was sick. I was this. I was good. Me. It's because I had this injury. Or I used to go out because I was smoking. Because I was doing this." Well, why did you do that then? Just sacrifice. So yeah, just stick with it and sacrifice a lot and see where it gets you.
Okay. Another question that will fill on from that one. Are you able to support younger and new players?
What do you mean by that? I don't understand the question. Are you able to support me personally?
Yeah, are you able to support younger or new? This is Faye McIntosh.
Yeah, a lot of people inbox me, especially young players or the parents, and I give them advice, just like from what I've been through and stuff like that, and how to help them. But yeah, so I support in that way. But yeah, I don't fully understand the question. But yeah, I always give out advice if people ask for it.
Okay.
Okay. Serena, you've got a few more questions that we've had sent in prior.
Yeah, I do. What was your favourite subject at school?
I think like everyone, I was a clown at school. I was a clown, just messing around, getting chucked out of class for talking, chit chat. But I loved PE. I loved English and science as well. I didn't do too good at science, but I was English literature. I did really good. But if I had my time again to go to school and stuff like that, I want a naughty kid at school, but I just chat so much rubbish and just at the back of the class, just busting joke and just getting sent out. I wish I'd listened more, just because I've got my GCSEs now. I didn't get them all, but when I started playing, I redid them all and stuff. So I've got them now, but it was just probably a waste of maybe about 6 months, 12 months of my time getting them again, when I should have done it in school and stopped clowning around.
Yeah.
You said you liked English. Is there any chance of a book?
Nah. I don't think I'm interested enough for a book.
Really?
Nah. It's not for me really. But I do enjoy watching reading biographies of sports people and their lives who are a lot more interesting. Like Mike Tyson and people like that. But I don't think there'll be one from me.
All right. Next question is: if you wasn't a rugby player, what do you think you'd be doing now?
I don't know. Probably working in warehouse, working nights, smashing tiles, messing around with my mates in work. That's one of the reasons why I just give up everything for rugby league.
Yeah.
Because it was just dead end. There was no future in it. I did an apprenticeship in bricklaying and joinery, but I didn't enjoy that either. So it was. I honestly don't know. Probably I'd be working job to job or something like that. I had ambition, but I just didn't know what to do with my life. I knew what I wanted, but I didn't know how I was going to get it. But when obviously I had the chance to do rugby, I threw all my eggs in one basket and just went all out for it.
Wow.
Wonderful. So, question.
All right.
Do you see yourself as a role model?
Not really, no. I'm just a normal guy. You'll see me like I've got my hoodie on now. You'll see me in my joggers and my hoodie. You'll see me just walking around. And if people don't watch rugby, they might think I'm some roadman or something. I'm just a normal guy. I don't see myself as that, but I understand why I am or why people see me as a role model from where I've come from and what I've done. But I'm just a normal guy. You'll just see me walking around in town or in Bradley or something like that. I don't see myself as some serious role model.
Okay.
And our last question from an audience is: tell us something that not many people know about you.
I don't know. That's. I don't know. Like what? I don't understand. I don't.
Do you have any bad habits?
Nah, not really. When I was younger, I used to mess about. I used to buy so we'd be chilling outside the shops. There was like a takeaway shop. I used to get like a chapati. I'd get blossom and put blossom in it and start eating it and stuff like that, just to mess around with my friends and stuff. But yeah, it was just a little bit of a joke. But there's not much else really. I'm just pretty normal.
Oh wow.
Other than that.
Okay.
So, what words? Sorry, go on.
Yes, you were just about to say. I think it is. We've got to that point where it's What exactly what you're going to say, Sophie?
Yeah. So, what words of wisdom and advice would you give to younger people who want to achieve more in life? What would you put it down to if it was just in a few words?
No, really. But you could achieve anything you want. It doesn't matter how you started off or where you've come from. You can achieve whatever you want. You just have to have a goal of what you want in life, and then start finding out how you're going to get it, whether that's something to do with sport or it's academics that you need to get to that goal. But I think everyone can, but you just not everyone could stick to the sacrifice, and you know it's hard, and I know firsthand how hard it is to sacrifice a lot of things. But I think when you do sacrifice the right things, you know, you stick to that goal, what you want. I think anyone could do it really, and you know it's cliche, but it's true, and I've done it. I've lived the dream really. It's not something I grew up wanting to do, but it's got me what I wanted in life, and you know I've enjoyed the process, the ups and the downs. So I think just stick with what you want, and just make sacrifices to get it.
Oh,
Okay, wonderful.
Thank you, Jermaine.
Thank
I
you.
hope you're going to come and work with us and do some work.
We'll see.
With our young people, no, seriously, you are a role model, and you've come from places that they come from, and they need people like you to talk to them, to inspire them, to even believe in them as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
It'd be good if we can in the future.
Yeah, hopefully I'll do some work with you.
Okay, great.
Oh, well, thank you so much for your time today. It's been wonderful learning so much more about you.
Thank you.
So yeah, and we'll speak to you soon.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Thank you.